Templehof was designated as an airport by the Ministry of Transport on October 8, 1923. The old terminal was originally constructed in 1927. In anticipation of the increasing air traffic, the Nazi government began massive reconstruction in the mid-1930s. Templehof acquired its iconic status as the center of the Berlin Airlift in 1948 through 1949. Templehof Airport's main building was once among the top 20 largest buildings on Earth. These sets of dual stairs allowed for a large volume of people to work their way through the airport while taking up minimal space. As you can see, the quality of the construction of these stairways deteriorates as you go up. This was due to the continuous change of the people in charge, the fact that the airport had a change in function to where it was being used by the Luftwaffe to manufacture aircraft for the war efforts. The roof of the Templehof Airport was designed to be sort of a stadium for people to sit and watch the military parades of the Third Reich, which is why it looks the way that it does. These bunkers under the airport were built to protect the people who were in the airport or lived near the airport during the bombing raids of World War II. My favorite story about the Templehof Airport is regarding the Berlin Airlift. On the 20th of June 1948, Soviet authorities, claiming technical difficulties, halted all traffic by land and water into or out of the western controlled sectors of Berlin. The only remaining access routes into the city were 3 20-mile wide air corridors across the Soviet zone of occupation. Faced with the choice of abandoning the city or attempting to supply its inhabitants with the necessities of life by air, the Western powers chose the latter. And for the next 11 months, the Western powers sustained the city's 2.5 million residents in one of the greatest feats in aviation history. Operation Vittles, as the airlift was unofficially named, began on 26th of June when U.S. Air Force Douglas C-47 Skytrains carried 80 tons of food into Templehof, far less than the estimated 4,500 tons of food, coal, and other essential supplies needed. But this force was soon augmented by the United States Navy, the Royal Air Force cargo aircrafts, as well as the British European Airways. Templehof also became the famous location of Operation Little Vittles, which was the dropping of candy to children living near the airport and in the city of Berlin. They would use old discarded parachutes and attach them to little boxes filled with candy and other sweets, and then throw them out of the plane as the planes were going over West Berlin. The original candy bomber, Gail Halverson, noticed children lingering near the fence line of the airport and wanted to share something with them. He eventually started dropping the candy by parachute just before landing. His efforts were expanded by other pilots and it eventually became part of the legend in the city of Berlin. The last airlift transport touched down at Templehof on the 30th of September 1949. Ultimately, the U.S. Air Force replaced Hitler's ballroom with a basketball court. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks, guys.